Yo, it's Joe and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be continuing on with Exandria Unlimited. Almost had a brain fart for a second. Calamity. This is going to be part 5, I believe, of episode 3. And I wanted to check out a comment that somebody left that's kind of letting me know what I'm in for, even though I had a feeling at the end of the last part. So KubaMaker22 says, trust me, the rest of episode 3 and the entire episode 4 will be difficult to stop watching. Good luck, and save your tears. So yeah, without further ado, I'll be taking notes. Y'all know the vibes. Let's see what this bad boy's about.
You think he's in the tree?
I want to go to this tree.
We gotta go to the tree, man.
That calyx.
Well, perhaps we'll have a choice. And at this point, I once again throw my sphere.
Make
and
that little projector, right? Boom, boom, boom. Make it bigger.
Bigger little projector screen in front of all of us, and I start playing back Nidus's memories that he stole.
All of you watch the orb alight, and a stream comes from Nidus's mind as Pasha holds it aloft. You begin to go into the memories of this mage. You are in a maze of this man's mind, recreated from Nidus's memory of it in this orb.
Okay.
I will ask you to command what knowledge you seek to wrest from this. It will not simply play out. You must investigate. You must look for what you need to find.
It's interactive.
The memories I was hoping
It's like a
pull
QTE.
were specifically ones in which this mage was hearing information from Loris. Is it Loris? Mm-hmm. Loris, or the Dean Hollow.
Lycretia, yeah.
Lycretia. Any information where they were speaking to them or being told things by them. Any reference to Vespin Chloris, and any sort of any location. Or that they were to be, I think those three, that's enough.
That's enough.
Off the top of like Vespin Chloris, and then, and anything about the replenishment or what orders being given. But I think those would come from Dean Hollow and Loris. So those are the two big ones.
Amazing. Give me, you can do Arcana or Investigation, and we'll do it one question at a time. Give me the first thing you want to look for.
Assist
You can
him?
absolutely get the help action here.
Oh, fire. Okay, all right.
Scrubbing through the timeline.
Discussions they had with Dean Hollow,
me a roll.
Lucretia Hollow, Arcana. Natural 17 for 28.
Okay, nice.
Go
Okay.
through,
I think that's
bits and
enough,
pieces.
right?
You see, like, it's mostly like Lucretia talking. You don't see much of Loris in here, but perhaps this guy is so far down the chain that you see.
Good point.
Lucretia interacting with Micah Cormorant, the deceased magister. You see that having defeated him, that appears to be the way that all the Canalthi were brought into the city. So that means that despite how much danger you are all in, at least one thing has been accomplished, that the means of bringing more Canalthi into the city has been eradicated. Magister Cormorant.
Okay, good. Dope. Okay, that's
You
big. That's
see
actually
that
huge.
He exposed the
No
old
more
Porter's
fodder.
Guildmaster to ensure that there wouldn't be an active Guildmaster of the Porters Guild during this time period.
My God.
And that he's been ferrying Canalthi into the city for more than a week.
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
You see him speaking. You see Lucretia speaking about Pervon Sewell and saying something along the lines of like inviting him to this thing and saying he must be prevented from aiding in what is to come in Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim.
Shit.
You see him speaking like it's another thing. She's in another room. All of this is fragments. Some of it's not even conversations he's having with Lucretia. It's just things he's present in the room for.
Yeah.
The cultist that was disguised as one of Lucretia's Hadmadads was supposed to get the blood that the Aranius got. That was supposed to happen earlier, and they had to improvise.
Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, so wait, hold on. Two things. Vasselheim. Let me look through my notes to see if I can find it real quick, but if I can't find it quickly, I'm just going to say Vasselheim is where they're trying to land, right? That's Vasselheim, if I'm not mistaken. No, Wild Mother's Embrace, that was just them saying you won't touch ground, you won't touch the earth, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else regarding Vasselheim. So yeah, just give me a quick update on what that is. If I don't figure it out during this part.
The cultist that was disguised as one of Lycretia's Hodmadods was supposed to get the blood that the Arrhenius got. That was supposed to happen earlier, and they had to improvise and figure something else out. You see both the Arrhenius and the Horned Devil, both of the devils that you fought, vomiting bile upon their son. The Calamity summoned them and vomiting bile again, and you see blossoms floating past them.
These blossoms, dude, that's crazy.
You see them arriving. This guy went searching in the Meridian Labyrinth for artifacts headed to the arcane furnace to be melted down, and got there too late after they'd already been pulled by the eyes of Avalier. You see that this guy was one of the people that was sent to go try to find them before that happened, which is why they needed to get that. There's something about needing those tools of Vespens. You see, this is just lots of.
Sorry.
No, it's great.
A lot of information, but the thing.
The third act moment where they're like.
but the thing, and what Nidus is about to say, I believe, is going to ring true. But also the thing here that Brennan has to do is he has to navigate. What am I going to tell them? What am I going to leave out? What do I omit? Because remember, it's not like this. It's not like this Calamity that he killed was present for everything. So he's got to be mindful of the information that he divulges still, and make sure that it's still within that character's limitations of where they were at that time to get this information. Again, another hard part of being a DM or a GM, man. You got to do things like this, but I'm sure that's what's making this so. I know that there's so much he wants to tell them, but I know that there's also a way of telling them that he needs to be mindful of, and also he can't tell them everything, you know.
Sorry.
No, it's great.
I feel like I'm making you do the third act moment where they're like, wait, it was him. He was there. Kaiser Soze.
Kaiser Soze, I know that. Where's that from?
You see that there's a short conversation that he has that Lycretia's not even talking. It's one of the Calamity talking about that their brethren are also supposed to attack the giant slumber, which is the headquarters of the Gaudrishari.
Oh,
so there's
shit.
also an attack that's supposed to happen tonight.
Oh,
down
shit.
in Cathmoira.
That was
Yeah.
my question.
Yeah.
Just be us.
Wow. Well, in Vasselheim.
Vasselheim
Well,
and
and that's another thing
Cathmora.
too. I think, Sarah, as you're watching this play out, it's like Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, and you see every once in a while, Christian will mention something happening somewhere else in Exandria. You don't think the Lord of the Hells is the only betrayer god working somewhere on the world right now.
Oh shit.
So there's an attack going on right now.
In Cathmoira, presumably. There are two big things left. Give me an insight check with advantage.
I won't lie, my
Oh,
iPad
nice.
died. So, these are all, I know, this is 12.
Yeah,
This
we
is
got
plus
chargers.
Plus 12.
12. We got chargers.
I would think they would have stuff like that on deck. though.
Can we fly in a charger?
Fly in the charger. 27.
Nice. Okay.
Here's another iPad.
Thanks. iPads on iPads.
We are
Yeah.
generic tablet devices.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh yeah. They're generic. All right. They got to pay for that.
Yes.
You see a conversation from longer ago, earlier this year. This guy doesn't look as haggard in this memory, doesn't feel as haggard. Like his memory is of him having more energy and more life force.
Oh, this is probably before
He's
what happened to him
watching the end
happened
of
to
a
him.
Conversation between Paisha.
Right before what happened,
and
you know, happened to him, happened to him. Yeah, and these would be the people. Wait,
Lycretia
hold
is
on,
remember the Ring of
whoa.
Silver and the Keeper of
I just realized he said Paisha and Lucretia Hollow.
and Lycretia Hollow. Lycretia is remember the Ring of Silver, and the Keeper of Scrolls works within the umbrella of the Octothurge, within the umbrella of the academic structure. A short, very polite conversation concludes between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. In the memory of this mage, you hear him say, "My lady, I can't help but notice your rather obvious disdain for the Keeper of Scrolls." And you hear
Of
Lycretia
course.
Hollow say, "Oh, am I that obvious in my disdain? I must say, she's more of a merchant than the Guildmaster of the Golden Scythe is. I mean, she
Damn.
doesn't trade in gold, but rather her grandfather's name."
Oh.
Double shit.
Oh. She said that's the only way she gets clout, by mentioning her name. All right, that's the only reason that she's as popular as she is, because her name holds that much clout. You know, her family name. That's crazy. She's saying without the family name, she don't got nothing to sell. There's nothing of worth. That's crazy.
Her
That's why we
grandfather's
killed her.
name.
Oh, double shade. Double shade.
We took her out.
You see, he says, you see that the mage speaking says,
Exactly.
the
see?
mage speaking says, well, certainly I think the guildmaster would rather take offense at that comparison. There's nothing wrong with trade, after all, my lady. And he is, as I understand it, rather close with the Lady Porco. And you see, she turns to him and says, "If he knew what I knew about the Archmage Porco." You see, and Paisha, you are watching Nidus watch this memory. You are all watching this in the room together.
I'm not hiding it.
You see, this mage says, "I beg your pardon." Lycretia says, "The orrery? The sorcerer's university?" She's got him wrapped around her finger. You see that the mage shrugs. He says, "How do you mean?" And she says, "Let's just say that the Septarian gets what it wants." And that memory concludes. You
Yo, what did I say in the last part? Shady, underhanded. They all did these things to get to where they are, to get into their positions. What did I say, guys? Come on. I knew it.
Your Eminence. Paisha failed the zone of truth. Your Eminence, what is it that the Septariat wants?
Nidus, I have always been transparent.
Yes.
With Avalir's quest for knowledge, talent, prodigies. I went to the Septarium. I begged them to fund the Sorcerer's School and tried to convince them to place locations in various cities across Exandria. I could not get that approval, but when I framed it in a way to convince them that it would only benefit Avalir and our future to bring these talented minds, the most gifted from across all of Exandria, to Avalir, it would only enhance and benefit our society.
They were
That's
like,
what led
oh,
them to approve.
you talking about it's all for us, nobody else? Yeah, let's do it.
That I understand. Of course.
Sam don't believe it. Sam's like,
I,
Or should I say
since
loquacious?
understood it could not simply be charity. But,
Yes.
all right.
I did genuinely try to speak from an honorable position. And this was the compromise. And I apologize if it comes across as deceitful or arrogant. But
Problem.
You're all deceitful and arrogant, so it is what it is.
You might be able to get it.
Paisha, there's a memory you could share in this moment as we are diving deep into this. If you wished of a conversation where you were as valiant as you could be speaking to Loris of the Weaver's Mask. If you wished to share it, you could.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I love about Brennan. He gives them choice, bro. This makes things so much more interesting, so exciting, because you're interacting, you're keeping your people thinking, and you're not just springing things upon them. You're giving them scenarios where things are open-ended, and they have the power to choose how they want to approach this. I mean, that's kind of all D&D is, but from the perspective of a GM or a DM to give that sort of a control every now and then to the players, I think makes the game so much more interesting, so much more fun for the players, and even for people like us, the watchers, where we get to see, okay, what are they going to do? What are they going to choose? And how is this going to play out?
If you wish to see it, not through my perspective, but as it was, without any skewed, mistaken memory, I can show it for you. But I also do not feel as if I have to defend myself to one of my closest friends, unless you wish to see it.
Given all that is happening, that you offer is enough for me. Are there any other questions? Thank you. Are there any other questions we might seek to decipher from these memories?
There's one final one. And I'm going to need either perception or investigation checks from everybody here.
Choose your best one.
25.
Damn, that's high.
25.
I can't get any of that without nat 20, so I'm looking at you.
Perception or investigation?
Perception or investigation.
Damn.
30.
Let's go. Sarah did it. He's the
You start
one.
moving through the last memory. As you move through, you see Lycretia speaking to this archmage, saying, "Remember, we go to the helm. We must destroy the helmswoman, Akami Ro. We must destroy her, because by the time they reach the Wild Mother's embrace, it will have been too late. We must prevent them at all costs from reaching the embrace of the Wild Mother." And you remember Vespin saying that on a 30 investigation. Timing, timing, timing. It always comes back to that for you. Why did Akami Ro die moments after she started the protocol to descend the city? Why was it that close, that quick? If they wanted the city to stay in the air, if they didn't want you guys to reach the ground, then why wouldn't they kill Akami Ro earlier, days ago? Why wouldn't they kill her?
That's a great
And
point.
you think about the fact that Vespin Chloris, when he launched himself from the mirror, what did he say to you? He said, "You will never reach the Wild Mother's embrace in time." You took it as he said it, but who's that stupid? Why would he tell you exactly what you were supposed to try and do to thwart him. Why would he give you your finish line? You look up at that memory, something's wrong. Something's wrong with that memory in the recording.
The one that we just saw.
The one you just saw. Like Krisha Hollow never said that, and you've never been more certain of anything in your life.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Would I, with my ability to be able to tell if someone's memory has been altered?
On a third investigation, when Sarah points that out, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
What is happening?
24.
The memory's been altered, and Lycretia Hollow did it. Lycretia changed one of this mage's memories. Changed it to her saying something about the Wild Mother's embrace, but she said something else originally. Wasn't that?
Can I modify the memory of a dead person?
That's crazy.
Yeah, can we scrape off the...
Scrape, like, try to get deep?
Yeah, can we
Do some fucking shit! Yeah, make it happen! How is it...
This is what I'm saying. I love this.
Why would she die? If they're not supposed to get there in time, why would you kill them when you got just close enough?
Yeah.
I think they must need us. They must need us to engage, or the replenishment must need to happen. The timing, if what you say is true, it would suggest that these processes need to happen, and then once they have initiated, then they act. So it would seem.
Yeah, it like all of these things need to be in place, like they were foretold. They will never reach Wild Mother's embrace in time. I don't. Obviously, okay, they're saying that she didn't say that, but that's such a good point. Why would you leave? I'm baffled. I don't have anything. I don't know. I'm with Nidus on this. I guess everything must have had to have happened right before. Maybe they're trying to use. Oh. Maybe they're trying to use. There's so much power packed into Avalier, right? What if they're trying to use this city as some sort of like a meteor?
For $1, you could have seen this early and gotten these other perks too. So become a member for just $1 is worth it.
Something to impact that area and use it as like a kamikaze. Something with that much immense power landing from that sort of a height that could possibly do some remarkable amount of damage. I'm assuming maybe that's why, but I don't know for sure. That's the only thing I can think of as to why they needed all these things to happen.
Possibly that they want us to land. They
want y'all to land just a little hard.
Well, then why
they want you
would
to crash.
Why would they make such a point of the opposite?
They had to do it right as she went.
The city is disabled above.
Right as she went for it to descend. That means that there's no way to really stop it from descending, right? I'm assuming, right? That's probably why they're trying to use it as a bomb. Just kamikaze that thing.
Kath Moira, what happens?
If the city is disabled above Kath Moira such that it stops descending, so from the helm's been sundered, and it's a protocol. The city is on its way to landing.
It's moving, right?
It's moving. You're slowly descending.
Slowly, right?
Slowly. There is a way, theoretically, to stop this. What Sarah is driving at is this. If you burned through all the energy you've got, or something like 40% of it.
What's keeping it from stopping fast? They need energy to make it land slow, but what if they don't have that control over it?
The descent. You could. You could stop the city from touching down. What this would mean is that for the first time in 292 years, Avalier would not touch down for the replenishment.
Okay.
And there are an enormous amount of contracts you would immediately default on. There's no guarantee that the Septarian would even allow it, and if they discovered that it was happening, it could constitute treason. If you acted on your own and just killed the engines, it could be construed as treason, and you'd miss your shot.
Can we unmodify the memory? Is that, Paisha, is that at all possible?
One has greater restoration.
I would just, yes, it would be a combination of restoration and almost like a.
We don't have the body here, right? We just have the memory.
We only have the memory, but
But it might not even matter. We know what.
memories are tangible figments.
It might
They
not
exist.
Even, but it might not even matter. If we know that this memory was modified, we can just pretty much guess as to what it was modified from.
We know they want us to land.
Yes.
They killed the Hemels woman, so it's on autopilot. It will do that. And it
What if
does.
they don't want to? If they want to
They
drain
attacked the batteries, but maybe they didn't succeed.
Is it all just a feint to suggest that, so that we,
Speed us along.
yes, to make us go faster?
Or to make us continue on the path
It could be a feint.
we're supposed to be on.
They
The
need
status quo.
something.
They want us to think that landing the city is the most important thing.
It's the safest and quickest thing to do.
They want to bring back the betrayers. And that's a way to do it, whatever it is.
It's through the
That's their goal.
replenishment, through that injection.
We already know that there are attacks happening globally.
If we don't land, I mean, we're all finished. But also, shouldn't we warn the rest of the world that this is happening?
Yes. If they're not aware of
Calamity,
it yet,
if there are going to be attacks, we could save lives.
we
if
need to warn them.
broadcast it.
I was considering scrying on my brother to see
Yes.
he's the all-called and would be a person of influence.
Yes.
We're gonna do it. I'll burn a 5th level spell slot. I'm gonna scry on my brother.
What is that? Scry.
You scry on your brother, and you see that he is at a dinner table.
So you just look through somebody else's eyes for the moment?
Or sorry, no, it's like now it's like 2 o'clock, or it's like 2 or 3 in the morning now. You see, he's still up, sort of writing by candlelight. He's just gonna probably, it's the eve of the replenishment. He's probably gonna stay up all night just because, and you don't see anything. You don't see chaos or anything like that. You know that the site of the Druid's Grove is on the other side of the ring from the All-Called's home, so he's miles away.
Bria looks like she's realizing
Slumber
something.
is a sacred site within Kath Moira. But it doesn't look like anyone's alerted him. You don't see anything else happening like that.
Can anyone send an ending spell to my... Can we watch him go check on the Giant's Grove? It would take him too long to get there.
Honestly, you guys are progressing your descent enough. It'd be faster for you guys to get there flying.
And just from
Damn.
a position
Yeah.
perspective, are we still traveling down and to meet?
No, you
Or are we
moved all
directly
the way,
above?
and you are now descending, going straight down.
Oh, damn.
I ask my question again. Is there anything that would cause the city to fall from the sky?
As it was doing. in
Are
my
there
dream.
defaults? Are there redundancies? We are now directly above the Wild Mother's embrace.
This is what I'm thinking is
lost one
gonna
battery.
that they're going for.
We have enough to land. I need 50% of the power that we've gathered to attempt to finish the astral. Lay right.
And that would transport the entire city elsewhere.
It would
Maybe.
allow us to have a new ley line to other planes.
But it wouldn't immediately take us somewhere?
No, we have things to do on the ground. That's not a lie. I just don't care about being on the ground.
Give me an Arcana check.
20. Dirty.
So here's what you know. What Sarah said. Can we stop the city? Can we stop the city in the air? Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. But you know the cost that comes at.
Yeah.
You have time. It's about, in between 2 or 3 in the morning right now. This thing's not going to land until 10 minutes before sunrise. You've learned more about the arboreal calyx in the past day than you've known in your entire career as the Architect Arcane. Maybe there's a solution. There might be something clever. There might be something you could do that would answer the energy problem. You think it might be worth figuring out or finding out, because it might be worth uncovering that memory more, if there's more information in there, if you can scrape that top layer off somehow. But on a dirty 20 Arcana check, you know there's something that these entities still need. They're still grasping for something. Why did they grab those thoughts from Sarah in the fight? Why did they get this blood from Xerxes? They're still scrambling too.
I'm trying.
How does your ring work?
My ring lights up in the presence of deception or a lie.
I'm lying to you. I know how to stop it.
Oh.
I just don't want to yet.
Jumping this lay right. I'm going to ask questions because I'm not an arcane user. So I'm trying to play big league with you guys now. Do we have to be docked to do it with Kath Moira?
Yes. None of this works if we don't dock. Whatever replenishment needs to happen.
Yes was all I needed. Evandrin, he went to this other place, came back, and was never the same again. Yes or no?
Yes.
And you want to send this entire city with our families to that place at that risk?
Yes.
I leave.
Sarah's like,
Sarah.
I'm outie. I ain't dealing with this shit.
Sarah, give
He
me
said,
a
nah.
perception check, and I'm going to let you know something as you're leaving.
Ooh, that's 31.
Nice.
31. In Laren's effects, you see a scroll of birch bark. You see a birch bark scroll that you recognize as being druidic in nature.
Oh my shit.
I was a bit gasping.
You don't know necessarily what it is, because wait, I forget. Did you communicate that in the group chat what that was, or back in the Magisterium? Maybe not.
Would I have said it? No, we were running around. I don't think I had time. You know about it.
That's right.
It's a thing.
This is the one that we. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And I copied it.
Yeah, you copied it. You have that too.
We're in this together.
We're in this
Like,
together.
okay.
Come with me.
As I'm getting ready to leave, I'll just call out what I see. You might want to check what's in her pocket. There have been some incredibly selfish actions amongst this group. I don't know if we'll survive the night, but I'm going to go take care of mine now. And I leave.
Off of the Meridian Labyrinth. Sarah, you take off. We'll come to you in a moment. You guys are very good at playing D&D. Very good at this game. Very good at this game. For the rest of you gather here
Yes, sir.
What comes next? There's the question of this memory. There's things that you are thinking about the arboreal calyx.
We can still fix this. We just have to get to the calyx.
And there's no way to teleport without touching down. We can't do it in the sky.
Do we want to try to scrape this memory a little bit more? Do you have a restoration?
What's that?
If we had a restoration, I would.
I don't have greater restoration.
Either.
I've got detect thoughts, so I
Modify memory.
Damn.
I'll dispel magic.
If you want to throw a modify memory on there and you want to do another detect thoughts, we can scrape through this.
okay.
What do you have there, Xerxes?
I mean, I have, because this is a spell that did this, but the person that it was done to was in here, but I have a cleansing touch, which I can use to end a spell. But this is very far removed.
Yeah, I actually think, yeah, you can use your cleansing touch here, and that will help, because this was some, like, infernal magic that happened here. I think you can, with those three things combined, you go back through the memory, and
Oh,
you see
shit.
the thing that Lycretia Hollow actually told her lackey. The city must land. It must land before sunrise. The apogee solstice. Perfect time. The betrayers are coming. They are coming here.
Oh.
When the city lands. Glorious day. You see, she says, you see that the mage speaks back to Lycretia saying, Mistress, what of the problem that we've discussed? You see, she looks and says, that's for Vespin to handle. You see, he says, the Archmage. And you see, she says, of course. Oh, you didn't think he was gone forever now, did you? And that's where that memory fades.
Boy.
So the choice is we stop the city and ruin your plans, or we let it go.
And the betrayer gods come back.
There's always another way.
I don't see one.
No.
I ain't gonna hold you.
We have time to try to.
Ah, man,
find
that's
Yeah.
rough.
If we
Because
ruin her plans,
here's the thing, right? Each thing has ramifications outright moving forward historically. Both could lead to something apocalyptic at some point, but I think that the city touching the ground is going to be the thing that leads them to an apocalypse quickest, so to speak. So I think we all know what ends up happening. I'm assuming this is what ends up happening anyways, is that they do end up landing. But yeah, that's a rock and a hard place if I ever saw one.
we don't get Evandrin back.
Can't be gone for nothing.
Let's take a look at the arboreal calyx
Yes.
and move from that place.
Yes.
Yes. As Xerxes says, we have time to tree.
We have time to tree.
We have time to tree. Yes,
Don't
indeed.
don't
We
know
have
if
time
that
to
quote
tree.
is gonna make it in the final
I think it should. I think it should.
recap.
I mean, I think with that, I'm just gonna head to wherever that.
You head to the calyx.
I'm heading to the calyx.
I'd like to pull up alongside Xerxes as we
Yeah.
walk to the calyx.
Let's go.
I wanted to apologize for.
There's no need. You're right. What good is the truth if you force it out of somebody?
But your forthrightness is important. And what we saw in the Hall of Prophecy did not. You often interact with the divine, but I do not. And what we saw there was deeply troubling.
It was. I'm not. The others need to know. We need to know everything. But let's see what this calyx reveals, and then we'll go from there. I
That's
think
what we
we've had
need to
enough
know.
Of that sort of talk for now, and we're all a little on edge.
Yes, well, we'll have to reach out to Sarah, give him time to cool off.
Speaking You all move to the calyx.
Can I send a quick sending to Clay specifically as we're like going? And
To me, aren't we together?
Yeah, but I want it to be private.
Mm.
And just turn the mask and just say, my ambition is perhaps a flaw, but the biggest mistake I ever made was not trusting you with the whole truth. I'm sorry. And I love you, and I will fix this. That's all.
Can I reply? I'll just say,
This is Loquacious Sealy, and I'll Sealy you later. That would be an insane reply.
you've already saved me. Once. Maybe I can return the favor.
I sprint for the campus.
Paisha is the last one remaining as everyone goes ahead. We'll follow in a moment. She pulls the orb in front of her face and she just starts playing back the memory of things that just happened. And she gets to Sarit saying, there have been some incredibly selfish choices. And she plays it back. Incredibly selfish choices. And plays it back. Incredibly selfish choices.
She's just kicking herself like, damn.
After about half a dozen times, steels herself and follows forward.
You enter the calyx.
Too late to be humble now, everybody. It's too late. Should have been good people before.
Stone chamber encompasses, glowing with runes, 2 mighty arcane engines, large bladed fins circling around glowing blue amethyst orbs crackling with light. You see stained glass windows showing light not from this plane of existence, but the stained glass shows the flying city of Avalier, runes protecting it. You've never opened the door to the calyx before, but you know how. No corner of this city is beyond your reach. Massive wheel turns as you open into the chamber.
Oh, this is about to be crazy. Oh, this is about to be crazy.
Hovering in the center of the room, not translucent, but real,
Evandra?
is a tree.
Oh, bro, I was about to say Evandra? You've been there the whole time?
It's beautiful. Dark wood, dark leaves, and blossoms. Sometimes Evandrin's sweat, when he was at his worst, would smell like these blossoms. The tree hovers.
Yo, is he the tree?
You see the engine surrounding.
Did he become the tree? Did the tree absorb him? Did he absorb the tree?
As you enter this chamber, everyone here give me perception checks.
Don't you wish you were here now?
He's like, nah, I'm good.
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
Nice.
Plus 7.
Loquacious, you smell blossoms. The Feywild. It's not far from here.
Oh.
And suddenly you feel like maybe nothing's very far from here.
Oh, so the tree's like an epicenter. It's like a gateway.
To the tree.
But they did say it was a bunch of gods.
None of your
Betrayer gods, mind you.
human and elven friends can see it, but your fairy eyes look up and you see almost translucent, but there's a little blinking light up in the branches of the tree. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. It's partially invisible, but it's possible with like some simple magic you could illuminate it or draw attention to it, but it is there in the tree.
Sure. I'll point it out and use prestidigitation to just sort of put some electric blossoms around it.
Laren, your toy. Oh. It's stuck in the branches of the tree and it can't come back.
Oh shit!
Mage hand to grab it.
It's like flickering.
It's flickering. It's partially translucent. Quay,
I remember.
I was able to see it, and it's there. But you see it starts to become translucent, vanish, come in and out. Boop, boop. You realize you sent it, but it can't come back. It was you sent this in the room with the lay right. You didn't send it in this room. Somehow, the trees grabbed it. It's like caught in the branches here.
Fucking trees ruining my
The
cool
fuck?
magic.
How did this happen?
Cast blight on the tree, but that's probably a bad idea.
He's catching things that are going through
This is not
a
true.
planar portal.
Okay, it's been grabbing
I'm going to
magic.
step forward, and I'm going to speak to the tree
Okay.
in primordial.
Okay.
You speak primordial?
I also speak primordial, so I know what you're saying.
I chose dwarvish.
What, did you really?
Nice.
I don't know. I thought dwarves were old.
It's a big market for the Herald Stone.
I say, at least we're well-rounded. If we do run into some dwarves, Sam's got us, or Loquacious got us.
Oh my god. What do you go up and speak to the tree? What is it that you say?
I say, fuck. I say the word in primordial that is, my sibling. Do you understand what I'm saying? Speak, if you may.
No response comes to you. You cannot be certain if the tree cannot speak or
Just choosing not to.
if it simply does not deign to respond.
Let's take another step.
I can try to assist.
Damn. Oh,
What do you wish to do?
It's not a creature, but I have something called universal speech.
What the hell is this? Universal speech.
If it can understand language, it would understand us.
I thought it was just dwarvish, bro, so you know
I
everything.
believe this understands us. What do you want?
Petals fall, move through the air, twisting and fluttering and vanish. There is no response.
Trying to think of what was Evandrin doing here? What did he seek here?
This was... He didn't seek anything here. When we made when I made a first attempt, this thing siphons magic. He was taken to this the same way my toy was stuck in the branches.
You look up and still see it there. It can't quite make it back. Even with Mage Hand, it's still... The attempt to get it with Mage Hand, it pulls for a moment and then... Translucent, ephemeral, ethereal.
The memory, when the fiends were summoned, there were blossoms. Yes. It's something. It's this tree and passing through spaces, planes. They are connected in some way. Right. Even the it seems things not from the celestial plane still interact with this tree in some way.
It's sort of a gate.
It's growing through the ley lines.
Yeah, it's spreading. All right, hold on a second.
Oh.
How much more time we got? All right, I think I'm gonna stop this part here, and I'm gonna get into what I'm about to say. But let me just do the regular. Hold on. All right, guys. So that was my reaction for this next part of episode 3. If you made it this far, please leave a like, maybe even subscribe. And if you are a subscriber and you want to support me and get some perks while doing it for just $1, you can become a channel member, and for just $1, you see stuff like this early, get other perks. Like I said, it's mainly just a way to go above and beyond and support me, but you get a little something from me for doing so. Anyways, I'm going to get into my thoughts. Here we go. So this part of the episode is really making me think of Remnant. And I mean the video game series Remnant. There's Chronos Before the Ashes, Remnant From the Ashes, and then Remnant 2. Basically the gist of the lore of that game is that there was this entity that could go into different worlds, different planes of existence. And it was demonic, so to speak, parasitic, and all it wanted to do was just wipe everything out, control, take over, and then wipe everything out, move on to the next plane of existence, the next world, so to speak. And there was a guardian for Earth, but this parasitic thing made its way through every other nook and cranny, and word of it spread to Earth. And while we had a guardian, some way of defending ourselves, or some way where the entity is called the root, which is why I think of a tree, because it's literally shown to be or personified as a talking demonic tree, basically. As the root get their root into all these other planes of existence and everything, they for some reason they couldn't get to Earth, but then somebody, just by finding all these things out through scientific experiments from people who were able to basically tap in to the guardians of all of these other places that were taken over, a scientist was able to communicate with the root via one of these people that could tap into the other guardians from the other planes of existence. And that's how the root was able to get their way into Earth, basically through the collaboration between the scientists who wanted more power, wanted, to excel human existence in some way, evolution, how that whole spiel goes. Long story short, the root comes by, tries to take everything over, and just the way everything is personified and the way everything is described is reminding me of the root. There's this plane of existence and this portal, like all of these different entities and monsters are so close to coming through yet so far away. But there's this little inkling. All they need is this link. And I feel like this tree is the link for the bullshit to happen, which obviously there's some BS is going to happen. And that's how they're going to make their way to Earth, not to Earth, but like to Avali, to, to cause the calamity, for the betrayer gods to be, coming back, all that stuff, right? Yeah, I'm just getting heavy vibes. Very interesting. The plot's thickening here. We we didn't get too much more in terms of information, but I'm really thinking, obviously, Evandrin's still alive, and I'm thinking that maybe Evandrin was either absorbed by the tree, became the tree. Something's not right. Something's odd here. I don't know. This tree, are they gonna try to use the power of this tree to cause some sort of a great explosion, or use the energy source to power portals for all the betrayer gods to come through? Like, I don't know exactly. I know I looked at the history of Exandria, excuse me, and I don't think it's in there from what I remember. Like, they don't get into specifics, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was something that happened, and I'm really curious to see what's going to happen at the end of this episode. I think one more part should do it too, so I'm souped to get there, but for now I gotta take a break. Yeah, man, other than that, there's not much for me to think. The only thing I'm just confused about is why there's like a reason. There's a reason why the enemy needed for things to fall in place specifically as they did. And I don't know if any of my hypotheses that I blurted out during this episode were correct, but I feel like something is, or at least I'm like partially right, because I don't see any other reason. So I guess we'll find out. And to be honest, I think the only person that ended up being like semi like, damn, all right, this person's okay, I guess, it's probably Sarah, so far anyways. But even he's kind of, I don't know, wishy-washy as far as the personality anyways. Let me know what you guys thought. If anything flew over my head, let me know. We're getting down to the wire on this one. One more part of this episode, and then the final episode is right after this, and that's going to be a doozy. But I hope you guys are enjoying so far. Show your support, share this around, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.